Hey there, and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. So I'm back, grab your pens and paper, class is about to begin. Today we're looking at another newer knife from CJRB, Division of Artisan. Yes, CJRB from Artisan, specifically the Kicker Recoil. Intriguing knife, but before we get to it, let's get some syllabus work out of the way, shall we? If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do primarily knife reviews, though occasionally I'll do a review of some other things. Various survival and camping gear, lights, cooking gear, compasses, that sort of thing, On Mondays, I do a series called Knife Basics, what you really need to know. This is aimed more at the person new to the world of knives and knife collecting, but it's got some information that might apply to those who have been in the field for a while. Definitely a nice little series. Gives you a better understanding of what we're talking about when we start discussing knives, so you're not sitting there going, yeah, what he said. Excuse me. For those of you who have been with us for a while, welcome back. Just got one question for y'all, and yes, you know what it is. Have you subscribed yet? Okay, so let's see here. I got a guy up in Maine has, a couple people down in Florida. Yeah, that's Virginia and North Carolina. Let's see here. There's a couple there over. Well, there's St. Louis, cool. Way up in Minnesota, fantastic. Down in New Orleans, got a few people there in California. Wow, there's a guy over there in Hawaii. And look, 2 or 3 people down in Australia. And that's Scotland up there, doing great. But wait a minute, you right there in the middle there, Kansas City. What do you think you're doing? Come on, you've been watching for a while now. You should have subscribed already. It's easy, I keep telling you. All you do is you hit that button right down there. Then they hit the little bell next to it. That way you get notified every time I do a neat new video. It's a win-win situation, man. Win for you because you get notified every time I put up a new video. Win for me because, well, let's be honest. The more subscribers I have, the easier it is to get all these neat new knives and the like. But enough of that. Let's get on to what you're here for. The Kicker Recoil from CRJ or CJRB. I keep trying to put the R in front of the J. I don't know why. Interesting knife. Kind of a cleaver style blade almost. Nice little sway in the back. Very sweet. Not too much of a choil there. Enough to keep you from screwing up your knife when you sharpen it, but not big enough to let you safely choke up on the blade. What's interesting, though, as I say, it's called recoil lock, which means your lock is right there. You don't have any liner lock or frame lock. To work the lock, once it's open, you pull this and just pull it down. There you go. And you'll notice that there is a small little hook there in the extended tang, which is what helps make it work. Very sweet. Now, it's just the opening, as you can see. And you can work that from either side. Admittedly, I'm right-handed, so I'm not always as good with my left hand. But there you go. And it's got a satisfying clunk when it locks shut. A little bit of resistance right there as that hook in the tang engages the lock mechanism. So now it's nice. It's got carbon fiber handles. Nice deep pocket clip that can be flipped for left hand tip up carry if you want, in addition to standard right hand tip up. Does have a lanyard hole. Just all in all, very sweet, very nice feel in the hand. Overall, it's not bad. It's 8 1/4 inches open. The blade is 3 1/2 inches. D2 steel, taken to a hardness between 58 and 60. They call it a clip point. I don't call that a clip point. Call that closer to a cross somewhere between a cleaver style, a Warnicki, and a saex. I just can't call that a clip point. I'm sorry, it's not. But the fidget factor is nice. Not as good as, say, a Spatico or some of the thumb hole Civivis, but still very smooth, very nice. Stand to have a little bit more texturing on the carbon fiber handle, but still good. And actually, there's very little texturing there at all, but it's still, there's no real sliding or give on it, which is nice. No jimping on the back of the blade. I would like to see some of that, but on the other hand, putting your thumb on the blade, put your thumb right on the lock to release it, so that's probably not the best idea for this particular knife. But hey, let's see how it goes through our standard battery of tests, shall we? Yeah, that paper is pretty well shredded. Let's see here. Here we go. Piece of scratch paper. Very sweet. Very nice on that. By the way, that is a flat ground blade, which is sweet. I do wish they told me what the angle was on that primary bevel. And unfortunately, I don't have a way to measure the angle myself, but probably looking at it, I'm going to guess about a 23 to 25 degree angle. Might be close to 20, but I'm guessing between 23 and 25. As I say, I don't have a way to measure it, so that's a complete guess. I could be way, way off. In the meantime, let's see how it does on standard corrugated cardboard. If I let the knife ride forward as I'm punching in, punches in nice, slices nice. So let's see how it does. Yeah. And it's going to make short work of any cardboard box I've ever run into. That's for sure. Let's see here. Paracord. Paracord. Here we go. Got some paracord here. I just have to find the end of it. There it is. So, man, that did nice. Smaller, but still decent sized loop. Straight through. Tiny loop that I can barely get tipped through and still hold on to. Now that's impressive. That is sweet. Very nice. Hang packaging test. Let's see here. Yeah, that one's been cut already. So is that one. I find we'll go for Arizona tea bottle. Not as heavy as Gold Peak, but it'll still work. Yes, I drink a lot of tea. What can I say? I'm a southerner. In nicely. Yeah. Turned that into a cup real quick, didn't it? I put that in straight in the garbage bag here. So, we've done paper, cardboard, paracord, hang packaging test. Let's go ahead for leather here, shall we? Yeah, my length of leather is starting to get a little short here. Going to have to buy some more soon, but still got enough to test this out. And that's just very nice. If you're looking for a utility style knife to cut leather with, this is going to do the job. Quite sweet. Standard zip tie. I'm not going to sing the praises of zip ties again. You've heard me talk about that way too often. If you're an electrician, in IT, or bushcrafter, or if you just do gun and knife shows, you're well familiar with these things. Great material, holds like a charm, cheap, pain in the ass to cut. So let's see how this does. Straight through. See if you're trimming it short after securing a gun at a show. Nice. Considering the style of blade, let's try one other thing here. Wow. Chopping it red. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. But chopping that part like nobody's business. Really should have gotten another piece of wood, I think, but we can still do a little bit of whittling on this one. Let's see. Move that up, feathered it up quite nice. Let's get that leather glove from over here. Now, this is going to be as much a test of the lock as the blade, because I don't know how the lock's going to handle this. This could shatter the lock. I don't know. We'll find out. Find out. Don't recommend doing this at home, because if that lock goes, you've got metal going everywhere. But yeah, it's let's pick those two pieces up. So yeah. I definitely can't complain about that. Definitely can't use that piece of wood again. And as far as the blade goes, there's some shiny spots on it, but that took out the worst of them. Wouldn't be hard to polish out the rest with just a plain polishing cloth. Question is, did I do any damage to the blade? Sure doesn't look like I've done any damage to the lock at all. Yeah, the lock's still working beautifully. Still open and closing nicely. Still nicely centered. Let's see how it does on the piece of paper. I'd say that's just fine dandy. So there you have it. New Kicker Recoil from CJRB. Definitely a unique knife. Beautiful blade. An intriguing lock. I'm going to have to watch that for a while and see just... I've never seen this type of lock before. CJRB is the only one that's using it as far as I know. So I have no idea how all that lock's going to work in real life over time. Just from fidgeting with it, it looks like it's going to do well. I'll have to do a second view on this one after a couple months of carry to see how it really does. So look for another view on this about a year from now, and we'll see if that lock is as nice as I think it's going to be. In the meantime, I wish you luck. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. I'll leave you with a couple videos over here that should pique your interest. Of course, you can always hit this target over here to subscribe. I hope you do. In the meantime, keep on keeping on. Remember, it's worth doing. It's worth doing with attitude. See ya now. Bye.